Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV News for Tuesday, October 28th, 2025. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves on Monday evening announced a series of major economic and social measures during the 46th Independence Day rally at the Arnoldville Sporting Complex. The rally, attended by thousands, featured the traditional military parade and a special display by the visiting Guyanese paratroopers. Prime Minister Gonsalves made 14 key announcements covering salary adjustments, tax relief, social support increases, and incentives for farmers and fishers as part of his government's ongoing efforts to ease the cost of living and stimulate the Vincentian economy. Among the highlights, the Prime Minister announced a 3% Christmas bonus backdated for 3 months for public servants under the cost of living allowance, the COLA. This bonus will serve as a prelude to a planned salary increase scheduled for the period 2026 to 2028.
Christmas COLA will also be paid to all public servants, nurses, teachers, police officers, prison officers, and non-established employees in the central government as a one-off payment tax-free of 3% of the person's salaries or wage for 3 months. This payment will be made by the end of November 2025. It will cost the Treasury $3 million. Of course, additionally, my government will be engaged with the public sector trade unions on salary-related negotiations for a new round of enhanced salaries and allowances for a 3-year period beginning January the 1st, 2026, to be included in the estimates for the year 2026.
Dr. Gonsalves also revealed that the income tax threshold would rise by 1,000 EC dollars each year beginning in 2026. He said the threshold will move from EC $25,000 to EC $26,000.
Over the next 5 years, I intend that threshold be raised, be further increased to at least $30,000, beginning with an increase to $26,000 next year. In other words, as of January 2026, there will be no personal income tax on an employee's first $26,000 of salary annually. So I'm reducing the rate above, and I'm taking care to make sure that below $26,000, you don't pay any income tax. In that way, I am putting more money. The government is putting more money inside of your pocket.
Effective November 1st, public assistance payments will increase from EC $280 to $300 to EC $360 retroactive with back pay. The National Insurance Services minimum pension will also rise to $360, likewise with back pay. Additional foster care parents will now receive $400, but child also retroactive. These measures, Dr. Gonsalves said, are part of the government's broader commitment to improving social protection for the most vulnerable groups. The Prime Minister further announced that appointments will be made for new graduate teachers and other public servants.
Cabinet decided that the 234 teachers and 159 public servants who are university graduates and who submitted proof of their degree qualifications by September 2025, who are not as yet appointed at the appropriate graduate salary scale, will be appointed as graduates with effect from November the 1st, 2025. The officials are finalizing all the administrative details in this regard. I expect that by mid-December 2025, if not before, their pay packets will reflect the salary enhancements consequential on such appointments. This will increase the central government's salary bill for the remainder of 2025. For the remainder of 2025, it will cost the Treasury $1.25 million, and of course it rolls into the new year. Teachers and public servants who submitted their degree qualifications after September the 30th, 2025, will be appointed from January 2026 if you submit after September the 30th. The appointments of the graduates will be in grade F and E as applicable.
The Prime Minister also announced that nursing assistants who retired before October 27, 2025 will begin receiving pensions by mid-December 2025 to support the productive sectors. Dr. Gonzalez said farmers and fishermen will each have access to $5 million in loans, while the cost of fertilizer will be reduced by 50% until January 31st, 2026. He also announced that several food and beverage items, including specific health drinks and certain chicken parts, will be zero rated under the VAT system, a move expected to reduce grocery costs for consumers. In addition, financial assistance will be extended to religious schools. He also announced that a decision was taken to rename the Victoria Park to Independence Park. And persons who attended this year's Independence Rally expressed satisfaction with the evening parade held at the Honnesville Sporting Complex. Attendees shared various reasons for coming out to the events, from a sense of national pride to the opportunity to enjoy the cultural display and military procession on show. Many also said they were particularly looking forward to hearing the Prime Minister's Independence Address, which traditionally highlights the nation's achievements and outlines goals for the coming year.
It's a good idea to bring it out here this year because a lot more space, and I mean a lot more people could attend and see the parade out there. I think it's a good thing. Yes.
So what are you looking forward to for this?
I'm looking forward to the Prime Minister's speech and the wonderful colors.
I'm feeling proud because the 46th year of independence, and we know that things are happening.
Yeah, I'm here to support the independence. I like it. It's a new view because sometimes in the park, the amount of people, the crowd is too big for the park. Well, I'm looking forward for the excitement as the police custom do their special, and I heard that Grenada is here too, so everybody have their own special, the guides, the scouts, you know, everybody.
For me, it is something I always look forward to, and it has been passed on through generations because my father of blessed memory always promoted us being a part of our independence celebration. Yes, the independence message for me is always my catch. I take my notes and I will give my own, feedback on it on my page. It's something I always look forward to, and also to listen to not just the goodies, but what is in it for each and every Vincentian as a people, as a community.
And in her independence message, Governor General Her Excellency Dame Susan Duggan called on Vincentians to embrace unity, celebrate their shared identity, and continue the mission of those who fought for the country's freedom. Her Excellency said that in order for Vincentians to truly celebrate their national identity, which she described as a work in progress, citizens must build upon the strong foundation laid by generations of patriots who worked tirelessly to transform the nation and secure its independence.
We must remain mindful of the importance of our national symbols, our language, our shared history, and our cultural heritage, all of which strengthen our national consciousness, remind us of the ideals we stand for, and help us to determine our identity. Our national coat of arms is a powerful emblem of identity, embodying our national heritage, values, and aspirations. It represents our sovereignty and unity, and captures the essence of our history, our culture, and the natural beauty that surrounds us. The motto, Pax et Justitia, peace and justice, continues to serve as a moral compass, reminding us of the principles upon which our nation was built. The symbols of our nation, our national anthem, national pledge, national flag, national bird, national dish, and the national flower all hold deep meaning and significance. They reflect who we are as a people and remind us of the values and aspirations that bind us together.
The Governor General emphasized that to fully celebrate our Vincentian identity, citizens must honor the ancestors, including the Garifuna and Kalinago peoples, the Africans, East Indians, Portuguese, and those of European descent, whose collective struggles, sacrifices, and resilience have shaped the rich fabric of Vincentian society.
This remarkable blend of ethnic backgrounds has given rise to a vibrant and diverse culture that is distinctly our own, a culture we now celebrate with pride and gratitude. Our creative and cultural heritage lives through us and connects our past to our future. As our ancestors once did, we continue to express ourselves through music, dance, storytelling, and the craft. From the use of locally grown materials such as coconut and bamboo, fashion into hats, mats, baskets, and roofing, to handcrafted jewelry made from seashells and beads, our artistry speaks to the enduring creativity and industriousness of the Vincentian spirit. While we celebrate our identity, we must acknowledge that there are negative societal forces threatening to derail us from our development path. From time to time, we witness elements in our society that seem intent on dividing us as a nation and distracting us from what should be our main focus, that is, nation building. We must discourage such negative features from taking root in our society. One such feature is the scourge of criminal activity. Thus, we must continually look for innovative ways to not just reduce it, but wipe it out completely.
Looking toward the future, Her Excellency urged citizens to ensure that children and grandchildren appreciate and value their heritage. She encouraged schools and communities and organizations to promote national festivals, celebrations, and civic engagement, creating opportunities for young Vincentians to use their creativity to preserve and celebrate the nation's cultural identity. Welcome back. In more local news now, we hear that the modern port in capital Kingstown is now fully operational following its official opening on Saturday, October 25th, 2025. The port, which opened 5 months later than originally scheduled, is being managed by the Modern Port Operating Company. In his report on the project, former project coordinator Linsky Douglas highlighted that the facility was completed at a cost below the EC $752 million in approved funding.
This project has been delivered within contractual time, with just 5 months extension on the timeline announced at the groundbreaking. The quality of the work is evident for all to see. And this is an important one. When all is accounted for, by every indication, the total amount spent to date is tracking very close to the original EC 650 million, which is less than the total EC 720 million in funding budgeted and or approved for this project. The point there is, government actually saved while implementing the port modernization project. We have to clap for that.
Douglas also noted that there were no unresolved contractual claims, and despite several challenges, the project successfully delivered a state-of-the-art port that will serve the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines for years to come. Minister of Urban Development Minerva Brown stated that the construction of the port was designed to address the impacts of climate change on multiple fronts.
The modern port also stands as a climate-smart flagship for the Eastern Caribbean. It is built to endure sea level rise and severe weather with robust coastal defenses and efficient drainage. It advances our renewable energy agenda The solar system, which is installed on the roof of the admin building, will allow the port to generate part of its own electricity and reduce dependence on the national grids, saving over 170 tons of CO2 emissions per year and enhancing the port's environmental image as well as modern and sustainable facility. This is practical climate action, infrastructure aligned with environmental stewardship.
And Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves described the new facility as a major step forward in national development, emphasizing that it will provide long-term benefits for future generations.
Should have been water again. And here we are, with all the experts and the evidence before you. We have a magnificent port. A magnificent port. A gateway. One of the technological advances, one of the infrastructure projects which is helping to lay the basis for our ascent towards the status of a first world country.
The new modern port currently employs 277 trained workers, all equipped to uphold high standards in port operations and service delivery. In some political news now, we hear that the opposition New Democratic Party, the NDP, staged a massive warm-up rally on Saturday night at the London playing field in the North Windward constituency. Addressing the large crowd, Siobhan John, the NDP's candidate contesting the North Windward seat in the upcoming general election, said she has walked every part of the constituency and has remained committed to standing with the people through thick and thin. John described North Windward as her home, declaring that she has no intention of leaving the area she loves and serves.
And I am making the promise to you tonight that when you elect me as your member of parliament, I will walk the same road. I will come to the same home. I will fight for you. I will listen to you. And this is my solemn promise to you, the people, because I know you deserve better. The path to government is not easy, but I continue to work because I believe in the good old book. And it says, we are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed. No, in all these things, we are more than conquerors. And that's the NDP.
And John said the North Windward constituency has been ignored by the current administration, adding that the people of the area deserve better.
Recently they arrived, breaking grounds here, pushing down buildings there, and doing all sorts of things like they're crazy. They want you to forget the last 4 and something years that they never look after you. They want you to forget that lack of interest, their lack of action over the time. They have promised much, but they deliver little to you. We are all tired of the way in which this country is governed. So my people, don't let them come telling you they are sorry. They are not sorry for anything. They're not sorry for the damage that they have already done. I don't want to hear such stories, 'cause the damage already done. This government is controlled by a set of manipulated people who only wish to keep us on their plantation. But not go so. We have to think for ourselves. And we as a party, the NDP, will never lie idly by and allow this tyranny to continue.
The rally formed part of the NDP series of community outreach events as the party builds momentum ahead of the next general election. Meanwhile, the ruling Unity Labour Party will be holding a mass rally this evening at Richmond Hill, with speculations that the date for the general elections will be announced by party leader Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. In other local news now, we hear that the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, the SVG-PF, has launched an investigation into a shooting incident that occurred in Diamond in the vicinity of the racetrack. Police were alerted to the report and promptly responded. Upon arrival, officers met a male lying motionless with what appeared to be gunshot injuries. The deceased has been identified as Uriah Fields, a 42-year-old security guard and fisherman of Diamond. Investigations are continuing. A post-mortem examination is expected to be conducted to determine the cause of death. The SVG-PF is appealing to anyone who may have information that can assist with the investigation to contact them and extend condolences to the family and friends of Fields during this difficult time. Meanwhile, the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, the SVG-PF, is also investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of two persons, a female and a male, found in a vehicle in the Fenton Mountains yesterday.